Welcome to Everlasting Summer. I found out, thanks to someone in the comments in the last episode, I know someone tried to describe this to me earlier when I first met Jenya. I found out how to pronounce her name properly. I don't know, just seeing it myself in just English, for me it seems like it should be pronounced Zenya. But that's just me. I've never seen a Z and an H right together. So, wow, this is loud. Alright, just turning the head. No, I'm not turning the headphones down. I am turning the headphones down. What am I doing? Man, I'm so out of it, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I guess I'll pronounce her name correctly now. Someone gave a Google Translate link from Russian to English, and I just clicked a little sound. It's like Zenya. So, yeah. Also, on the save title, this says, what's it say? This says, oh god. Day ... Not epilogue, not day this, just ... So yeah. She was sitting nearby and squinting with discontent. Hey, hello, Earth is calling. Don't remember Jenya's voice. Okay, what's wrong? Like I can't take a moment to think already? Everyone's talking to me now. Thought should lead to a result. And what have you got? Well, what have I got? A lack of results. A lack of results is still a result. Jenya? Shit. Jenya painfully pinched me on the shoulder and then moved a meter away. And now we're going into introspection again. Okay. And then she appeared. No, oh god. Why are you gonna make me say the name so many times? No, is it Zena or is it Jenya? I'm saying Jenya now. No, Jenya. Jenyas have always been in Sovionic. But at the time, I saw my Jenya for the first time. Maybe I don't remember what happened before, and what came after that well. But those several days will forever remain in my memory. I have already realized clearly that this is not my frozen world, understood that an eternity later I had again, as I had once before, managed to fall into another. Managed accidentally, as if for a second the orbits of two planets crossed and I only had a moment. If I were a second late, they'd fly away from each other forever, getting farther and farther apart with stupendous speed. This world is as lonely and empty as the previous one. But the main thing in it is that it's different. And there are things here unfamiliar to me. Oh, this is really important. It's so important for me. For example, Jenya is sitting not in the library, but on the canteen's porch. After all that's happened, I was just not capable of sarcasm. I can't believe I got on 62 episodes before I actually decided to finally say her name right. Hi, I said as I came closer, but still stopping at a safe distance. Jenya raised her eyes to me. Her face showed that she didn't expect to meet someone here. Hi. And her voice didn't sound like usual. Not that well, of course, because I keep saying it wrong. Not that I would have mistaken the librarian's intonation for anything else. Decided to get supper early? No, I don't know. When's supper again? She pattered. What do you mean, when's supper? Her answer left me in a stupor, and I broke into a smile, though a chill ran through my whole body. No, sorry, of course. I know what happened. I know when supper is. It's just, well... Jenya got completely confused and stared at her feet. It seemed like the last thing she wanted right now is to be here, but she didn't have enough resolve to leave. It was strange, but didn't scare me at all. On the contrary, I was happy because something new, beyond the scope of the pattern, has happened. Are you alright? I asked the stupidest question possible in this situation. What did I even expect to hear in return? Yes, thank you. For what? I don't know. Well, for being worried. Well, faint tinge of discontent appeared on her face, but disappeared immediately, and Jenya slowly got up. Why do I gotta say the name so many times now? Like, instead of just using the pronoun she, is just like, nope, we're using the name because now Artemis has learned a new way to pronounce the name. I gotta go. You did it in the right voice. Wait, but weren't you on your way to the canteen? I'll come later. I got other things to do. Okay. I didn't stop her, but decided to follow. God knows how long it's been since anything like that happened to me. Only on my first few times here, maybe. Jenya came to the square and quickly went in the direction of the library. She never turned around on the way, so I didn't have to hide much. When the door shut behind her, I froze in hesitation. So what's next? Should I knock and go in? But what will I tell her? One wouldn't need to be a detective to realize that I've been following her. I was brought out of my thoughts by Electronic, who appeared before me as if out of nowhere. What? Came with the checklist? Yeah. Just decided to visit the library. Got it. I won't distract you then, he said and prepared to leave already. Wait. Don't you think that lately Zena has been, well, behaving strangely, I guess? Electronic looked at me carefully. I like this pose. It's just like, no. Electronic looked at me and carefully, appraisingly even. Did something happen? No, nothing. Wait, now I'm Semyon. Wasn't I just Pioneer a second ago? Yeah, I was Red Pioneer, now I'm Semyon. I'm so confused. I looked as if I was making excuses, and had a feeling of personal pettiness enveloped me. And a feeling of personal pettiness enveloped me. Why should I make excuses to him? I'm just asking. What, I can't even ask already? No, of course you can, he said nervously. Maybe she really has been a bit strange. I guess I've noticed something like that in the past couple of days. Really? And how did this strangeness manifest itself? I'm not sure. She's just usually more self-confident or something. You think we should talk to her? I was gonna say you certainly shouldn't, but restrained myself. Okay, forget it. Maybe she's just in a bad mood. Wait, I said bad mood. In that mood. Oh. That mood. No. What mood? No mood. That one. I gotta guess it. Aren't you one of our future scientists? I answered abruptly. Electronic thought for a moment, as if pondering the fate of the world, and then nodded understandingly. Yes. Okay. I spread my arms a bit and lowered my head, indicating that if he had more business with me, then it would be better for him to get back to building robots, and to do so as soon as possible. Of course, he was a bit slow, but this time he understood me on the first try. When Electronic left, I sat, my back pressed against the tree near the library, in such a way so I couldn't be seen from the windows, and started to think. What, this tree? That window looks like it could see you perfectly. Not gonna question him. To be more specific, I tried to think, but because there were catastrophically not enough facts for a comprehensive analysis of the situation. That was not a proper sentence. How did I read that wrong? Because there were... Okay, whatever. I just toned it wrong, that's why. When the wallpaper in your room changes from white to black, you can get surprised. Scared. Assume that they've been recolored without you knowing. Get angry at the one who did that. But those are all emotions. A fact in that situation would be a note on the table saying something like, "Dear, I thought it would be better to get ready for eternity beforehand, so I changed the tone of the interior to a more fitting one." And what did I have on my hands at the moment, behind me? A huge number of loops, now. The librarian's strange behavior, and ahead, uncertainty. I read that whole... Behind me, a huge number of loops. Now, the librarian's strange behavior, and ahead, uncertainty. Not exactly a solid basis for constructing theories of any kind. Oh, and I was a master of theories, if anything. Though that was all in the past, because at some point I stopped caring completely about why exactly I am destined to spend an eternity in this camp. Oh, again. And whatever I decided, this is all not like me. I don't think like that, and probably never did. It's as if someone put foreign words into my head. Did I stop being myself when I came to an alien world? The grass treacherously rustled under my feet, giving my presence away. I was sneaking up to the library, trying to find out what's happening inside. Jenya was sitting behind a table, staring straight ahead. Without even a thought flashed through my head. She looked bewildered, doomed maybe, like someone who was told they only have a matter of hours left to live. I wish I could tell her that everything's alright, and in 5 days it'll all repeat again, and then again. But how could this even be alright? It's like telling a sick man that he'll die in 5 days' time, but he shouldn't worry because in 7 days after that he'll die again. About 10 minutes have passed, but Jenya never moved. Sometimes it even seemed to me that she wasn't breathing. Now I began to realize with certainty that this is not just strange, this is it. The thing that threw me into this world. She threw you into this world? I just had to decide what to start with. I could ask her head on, tell her my story. Oh, shit, suddenly. Oh, here you are. The camp leader was standing behind me. I turned around abruptly and said irritably, "What do you want?" Like always, like I was used to. "What are you dithering here for? Forget that you need to get a signature in the library too?" Forgot, whatever. The camp leader seemed not to pay attention to my words and my tone. Not like usual, but like some time long ago. Along with memories of my first appearance in this camp came the long-forgotten images of the local inhabitants. Those I had deemed to be the people at that time, not just decorations. It's just, you see, I don't even want to hear it. Get it all signed before dinner. Of course, I was just going to see... Then go. Olga... Oh, not saying her last name. Olga followed me to the door with her eyes, so I didn't even have to choose what to do next. The camp leader helped. The library smelled like book dust. That's a smell, I guess. Old Soviet furniture, and a little bit of damp. Jenya was sitting and paying no attention to me, and seemed to only come to her senses when I closed the door. "Hi again," I started hesitantly. After all, I was used to a certain behavior and communication pattern with the camp's inhabitants, and it was hard to change my ways. And this camp leader didn't let me get ready either. I wish I'd strangled her with her Panama, as always. Jenya didn't answer, but kept looking at me cautiously. Kinda came to get the checklist signed. "Okay, give it here," she answered unemotionally. I started to fumble in my pockets, and then realized, no, there's totally something wrong happening with me. I should have gotten used to everything after all this time, and I'm behaving like a first grader. More specifically, geez, people keep messaging me. More specifically, like a first sessioner in the terms of this world. "I think I lost it," I said, making an upset face. "That's too bad," she replied in the same dry and uninterested tone. Voice, tone, same thing. I froze in some kind of superposition. I need a webcam for this series, jeez. If I turn around and leave now, then what? But at that moment, determination came from who knows where. "Can I ask you a question?" "What question?" "And really what? Don't you think they've been Don't you think they've been undersalting the food in the canteen lately? The nights have gotten pretty cold, right? Oh, by the way, do you know that I'm an alien from the future?" "You alright? Lately it seems you're upset with something." Jenya's face... I'm like, consciously telling myself not to say Zena. I like Zena, I'm used to it. After 62 episodes. Jenya's face showed a glimpse of interest. "But we don't know each other." "Yeah, sure, it's just that. I saw you yesterday and thought I was getting more and more entangled in lies. The inability to tell the truth was driving me ever further into autism and reducing my vocabulary. I saw you running through the camp yesterday too, but we still don't know each other." "No, we don't, but I was told about you by Slavia. Yeah, you're roommates with her, right?" "And what did she tell you?" Little by little, Jenya was starting to emerge from her contemplative condition. "Nothing." I let out a helpless sigh and heavily sank into the chair near the door. On the... Fuck's sake, can I please read today? This has just happened to me a lot more lately. Outside the window, the many-voiced birds were singing their songs. The crickets were chattering, and people were continuously messaging me. Oh my god! I gotta mute these notifications in a second, because I have a thing that pops up on my desktop in front of me, so it's like covering up half of the, like this bottom half over here every time. The crickets were chattering. Somewhere water was splashing, and from far away was the perky sound of children laughing. But all of that was there, beyond the walls of the library, inside of here, and only the two of us, me and Jenya. Or to be more precise, a girl who looks like Jenya. There was no fear, but rather wonder. Let's assume that I'm not me. Who are you then? For a second I even felt insulted that she doesn't know who I am. Why, me. Oh, that me. Yeah, that one. Yes, that guy. Pioneers of many worlds have told legends about me. But this specific Jenya... Specific? Specific Jenya in this specific world seem to not give a damn about who I am and what I'm doing here. And our conversation that seemed to have started to interest her has turned into useless chatter. Who do I look like? Jenya swept her eyes over me. A pioneer? Yeah, sure. A pioneer. That's logical. Nice joke. I grinned strenuously. I wasn't joking. It's just that I look like myself and you don't. I don't look like myself? You don't look like yourself. God. The final assault has begun. Prepare the cannons. In what sense? She marveled. In the sense that you're not Jenya. No. I mean, you're not the local librarian. Who am I then? She moved her eyes to the side, as if looking for something on the bookshelves. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. If this is another joke... Joke? Well, you know, everyone knows already. She got embarrassed and blushed. No, I don't. With the thumbtack on my chair. I left to get a book, and while I was looking for it, Elisa... Jenya stared down at the floor, tears filling her eyes. No, I haven't heard anything about anything like that. Though, if you think about it, something like that was happening in the previous times. Elisa decided to play a prank. Oh, that's such an original prank there, Elisa. It's just that I paid absolutely no attention to it then. And Jenya reacted differently too, I think. Elisa... Oh, here we go. Why am I back here with Elisa? Get off me! I don't know her voice. Ah! The pioneer girl mumbled while buttoning her shirt, her tongue barely moving. Oh no, not get off me. Get off me. Oh, because we just... didn't we? The cybernetics club was bathed in the bright moonlight. On the table was lying an empty bottle with a tidy lake of vodka spilled around it. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Day one, Semyon's just like, let's bang Elisa. Woo! My cheek was burning, and the head was spinning so hard. What? The head? Or your head? Was spinning so hard I couldn't even understand why exactly, but hardly because of the alcohol alone. If you thought that I'm like that, then you can go to hell. Oh, so I tried to... Right. The girl's fingers weren't listening to her. The button was jumping back and forth, but refused to go to its prescribed place. Yeah? Yeah... I lost my temper, grabbed the pioneer by the hands, pressed her against the table, and tore her shirt open with my teeth. Woo! I think this is probably worse than essentially reading porn. Like what then? What are you like then? I'm asking you. That's not a rhetorical question. Answer me. I didn't want to change anything. It all suited me. I was living my accustomed life in my accustomed world, doing what I wanted. Why the hell would I need this novelty? You want this, I know. To go swill vodka? Is swill a word? To go swill vodka with a stranger, 5 minutes after you meet him. Not like that, are you? To hell with all of you. Make everything how it was. I was losing control over myself, the situation, and the world itself. Let go, it hurts. The girl was crying. But I was holding her firmly, and in a minute she went limp and closed her eyes, with only occasional hot and salty tears falling from them. Now, see, that's much better. I was roughly feeling her up everywhere, breathing rapidly and loudly at that. Because you are mine. Because you're all mine here. This whole world is mine. But the girl wasn't resisting, and I suddenly lost interest, even felt disgust. And I don't need you. There are better ones here. What is this? What was that? I let her go and slid down to the floor, exhausted. The pioneer didn't move, only continued to sob quietly. I just realized I'm living like 3 different worlds right now. Oh, this is fucking with my brain even worse than it was the other day. Ah! There's the world where this is happening right now. Then there's the world where I was just talking to Jenya, and then there's the world where me and Jenya are sitting on top of the roof all friendly and shit. There's 3 different worlds here. Pioneer didn't move, only continued to sob quietly. I can have any girl here. Any. You hear me? And then I'll take the meat cleaver, Anne. You think that didn't happen before? I was shouting. You think you can tell me what to do? This is my world, you hear me? Mine. You all don't even exist. I'm talking to myself. I am, technically. Stop whining. I lost the last bits of control myself, jumped up, and leaned all my weight on the girl. She seemed to be close to fainting already. I bent forward and whispered into her ear. You want to know what I've been doing with you so many times? Want to listen? Oh no, listen now and I'll tell you. Suddenly I panicked. It had been an infinitely long time since the very beginning, but every second of it I've been living was aware of myself as a person, was controlling the situation in this world, and many before it. And for the first time, I got a feeling that I'm disappearing, that in a moment's time I'll be gone. How can that be? It's me, don't you see? Do you remember? I thought we had Dr. Seuss here for a second. You're a weakling, the girl whispered, reaching me, as if from another world. A pathetic weakling, a nobody. I would feel pity, but you can't pity an empty place. I jumped back from her in terror. On the pioneer's face was frozen a grimace of disgust, the tears disappearing as if they've never been there. She got up from the table, took a couple steps towards me, and stopped. Now what? Now it's the world with Jenya. Ah! I look adultish, though. Like, I look like I'm in my 20s, so... Why are you telling me all this? Is this supposed to be, like, Jenya, like, together out there and I'm, like, telling her my dream? So? Jenya asked lazily, turning a page over. Ripples were running across the water above us. Why is the water above us? Ripples were running across the water. Above us were the swaying leaves of a birch, with bright beams of the tiring midday sun shining through them. The birds were singing loudly in the grove, and the small bugs hiding in the tall grass were busily jumping on my legs. Well, why are you reading that book? Don't tell me that's the first time. Just to be safe, you know what? I'm turning it down in the recordings, just to be safe. I don't want to have to go and find out after I've already recorded everything that I fucked it up. I like to. See, you like to narrate, I like to read. On the other shore, on the beach, pioneers were frolicking. Olga was running after Ilyana, and in the middle of the river, I distinguished Slavia's gold-colored head. So it's not. I don't know anymore. We'll find out. Hopefully we'll find out by the end of this route. Could she be swimming here? So what? What? What happened next? Thought you weren't interested. You are, though. Jenya smiled. Now it's changing again. Fuck it, I'm not turning it up. It's staying down. She spat in my face and walked outside, shutting the door loudly after herself. And I was left standing there. What, is this it? The end? At some point I was waiting for it, maybe even with impatience. But it was so long ago that already I don't even remember. And what now? These dolls, these soulless dolls, destroyed my world that I've been building my whole life. Just like that, in one day's time, I ran my hand over my cheek and saw my fingers covered with something wet. The night had long descended upon the camp, hiding the local pioneers under its cover, hiding their malice and willingness. Word. I like how I just like try it like 5 times and I'm like, fuck it, word. And I was just sitting by the Cybernetics Club, in the Cybernetics Club, my arms folded around my knees, slowly rocking from side to side. Maybe that pioneer girl will come back now. After all, she could humiliate me much more strongly. Or even do something worse. But time was passing by, and it was only the singing of the night birds and chirping of the crickets getting louder. And dawn is near too. The camp will wake up and then start living its life that had suddenly become so unfamiliar to me. Well, whatever. To hell with it. I got to my feet with some difficulty and looked at the empty bottle of vodka lying on the table. It would be nice to pass out now and wake up tomorrow as if nothing happened. Forget about today. appear in a world I'm used to where the pioneer's behavior is familiar and predictable. And it all started with that little girl. She never cried before. Or maybe she did and I just never paid attention. Even if it's true, so what? What? Become a weakling? Feel sorry for that little shit? Go down to their level, even? No. I have to pull myself together. I left the cybernetics club, slamming the door loudly, and breathed in the fresh night air. Strange. It didn't feel as artificial as usual. So where should I go? I guess catching up to that pioneer girl and getting revenge for the spit in the face would be worth it. I would have never forgiven such an insult before, and I won't forgive it now. There wasn't a single living soul in the square aside from a pioneer sitting on a bench. I paid no attention to him at first. Who knows how many retards dwell here? But he called out to me. Hey, Semyon. Not this guy again. Fuck off. Who the hell are you calling Semyon, damn you? I hissed under my breath. But the pioneer wasn't calming down. You must be looking for someone. But she didn't go that way. I froze in place, but immediately turned around and quickly walked up to him. So you saw her? Of course I did. A disgusting smile appeared on his face, a grin even, a savage one, expressing only one's superiority over their opponent. Spit it out then. We're not playing a guessing game here. Wait, what are you in such a rush for? Sit down. Let's talk calmly for a start. I have nothing to talk to you about. The pioneer thought for a moment, then rummaged in the pockets of his shorts, pulled out a pack of Cosmos. Why is that in brackets? And held it out to me. Want some? Where did you get it? I don't remember regular pioneers having cigarettes. Although, so much has happened in the last 24 hours that has never happened before. I slowly drew out one cigarette and gave the pack back to the stranger. He turned it around in his hands for a while and then tossed back to me. Nah, take it. I quit. And that filthy smile again. To hell with it though, I need to catch that insolent bitch. So, tell me where she went. Why do you need that poor girl? She's insignificantly small on the scale of the universe, and maybe doesn't even exist in this one. He thought for a moment, then continued. Same goes for you. Are you sure you exist? And even if so, that your existence here and now is the real one? Maybe you really existed before, and now you don't. Or you will exist in the future, and at the moment, it's just a doll standing before me. The word doll fired painfully in my head, as if a .45 caliber Colt blew my brains out. Ouch. Splattering the contents of the brain pan over the area. Yeah, and it's Slavia's turn to clean tomorrow. I involuntarily smirked inside. Who are you? The insolent girl that spat in my face had long flown out of my head together with my brain. Who are you? I'm asking you. I grabbed him by the neckerchief and jerked him towards me with such strength that the damn red rag groaned and almost tore. But the pioneer only smiled. Calm down, don't worry that much. It's impossible to die here. You should know. You've done that hundreds of times. I jumped back from him in terror. This phrase. I've certainly heard it before. No, not even that. I've been saying it myself. A long time ago in one of my previous lives. Because you are Semyon. And I'm Semyon, because you are me. Whoa, what is... The bench and the pioneer abruptly zoomed 100 meters away from me, as if I was falling from a roller coaster, only his disgusting grin remaining before my eyes. This is interesting. And then the world around was covered in darkness. Back to Jenya. Well, and then I disappeared. Just like that? Jenya kept her eyes fixed on the book, but the story seemed to start to interest her. Why not? The timely departure is a great skill, you know. And I'm a master of it, if anything. Yeah, you're a master of everything. She put the book down and hugged me. Slavia, who was clearly swimming in our direction, seemed to notice it and turned around towards the beach. Wait, I didn't even get to the main part. And not here, after all. I shyly turned away from her. Jenya clearly didn't like that and moved away from me. I'm tired of these stories of yours. They're always all one and the same. Let me tell you mine for a change. And what about, I wonder? Like how I got here, for example. I've heard it 100 times already. And I've heard yours 200. For Jenya, Slavonic didn't start with our meeting in the checklist. Turn my headphones down so I can hear myself talk. Because I always have, and will have my first day of the session after she has already spent a week in the camp. We are out of time, oh no! I guess that is the end of it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.